Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So it's been 1 year since I got smile laser surgery, which is different from LASIK, done in Korea, and I'm finally ready to go over everything leading up to the surgery, the procedure itself, the costs, and how I feel now that it's been a full year since the surgery. I can see everything now, it's amazing! Wow! For some context, I've been wearing contacts since I was in the 8th grade, and I've been wearing glasses before that since I was in the 2nd grade, and leading up to the surgery, my prescription had finally settled at around negative 4.5 in my right eye and negative 5.25 in my left eye, so not great. Really sick and tired of it. Every time I went camping, it's a lot of extra stuff that you have to make sure you don't contaminate. So since I wanted to make sure that I could see and get my post-op checkups done while I was still in Korea, I made sure to plan for my actual surgery to happen on the very first full day that I was in Korea. And prior to the trip, I spent about 2.5 weeks wearing just my glasses, no contacts. This is pretty standard for all of the laser surgeries for your eyeballs. So that meant that I was climbing and working out and doing F45 with my glasses on. So I'll show you a little vlog of my life 2 weeks prior to Korea. It was really random. I was in Cheltenham visiting family. I had never actually edited any of this footage, so this is my excuse for chucking it into this video. So enjoy! It's very random. Good morning from Cheltenham. It's a very random place to be here for a family visit. I'm going to go to F45 with my glasses on. I have my glasses on because I'm getting smile laser surgery once I get into Korea. But I must continue working out because otherwise I have nothing to do. Could I get a day tripper, please? Okay, I just finished showering. We did lower body today. The girls in the 7:30 class were a lot stronger than the ones that I met in the 9:30 class, so it was really good to push me to lift heavier. But it's also really hard because I don't know kilograms. So I would look at the 10 kilo and be like, oh, this should be fine, and then I'd be like, 22 pounds. But it was good. Okay, now I'm gonna go find a cafe, get some food, get some work done, and then go climbing. I don't know why every time I'm in the UK I have to eat this. I'm going there now. Americano iced, please?
Yeah, of course. Have it or take right?
I'll have it in. I'm sitting right now.
A primeira vez que eu te vi, menina, meu coração pulou pra boca. Da primeira vez que eu te vi, menina, meu coração pulou pra boca. Corpo assim não se vê na vista, nem no TikTok ou no Instagram de artista. Corpo de mestiça, de tanta coisa boa. Te quero dar beijo na garoa. Na primeira vez que eu te vi, menina, meu coração pulou pra boca. vez que eu te vi, menina, meu coração pulou corpão assim não se vê nem na revista, nem no TikTok ou no Instagram de artista. Corpo de mestiça com olhos de leoa, te quero dar.
Yeah, editing this video was actually really nice. I forgot that it was so peaceful and just nice to gather again for the first time in a long time. Anyways, let's get into the day of the procedure. My appointment was at 11 a.m. at an optometry called I+ Optometry, which is located in Gangnam. And I found this place through my aunt because she said that her and my dad, siblings, had a close childhood friend who is now the wife of one of the head surgeons at this eye place. So she was like, I'll just use the referral, like, you know, Korean nepotism. And that definitely brought the cost down a lot, which I'll go into a little later in the video. On the day of the procedure, my cousin actually came along with me, which I would definitely recommend having someone with you. Not just like a Korean who can translate for you in case things get rough, but because after the procedure, I couldn't really see clearly, and also I was kind of in pain, so I didn't want to open my eyes. So it was good to have him and like hold onto his backpack while he dragged me home. Going to the appointment itself, other than not being allowed to wear contacts before the surgery actually happens, I was also not allowed to wear any makeup or perfumes, which is also pretty standard when it comes to any kind of surgery. When I got to the building, it was a building with a Five Guys. They treat Five Guys like a amusement park, y'all. The optometry actually spanned 2 floors, the 5th floor and the 10th floor. You start off on the 5th floor where they do all the consultation, they do the eye exams and all that stuff. That's where you figure out whether you're eligible to do this surgery, because obviously depending on the thickness of your cornea, the shape of your eyes, any irregularities, you may not be eligible. So this is also kind of a risk to take if you're going to like bank on getting your eyes done in Korea, because your eyeballs just might not be eligible. But I actually went to the optometry in America and was like, hi guys, do you think I would be eligible for Smile? And they're like, yeah, I think so. So then I was like, okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through like step by step exactly what happened. First, I went to the 5th floor, signed in, filled out some papers. I met with the doctor pretty briefly and he just kind of like casually looked at my eyeballs and he's like, yeah, that looks fine, because I think that's where they do some weeding out of any initial ineligibilities or whatever. After that, I went into this long room which just had machine after machine after machine of just eye exam machines. And this was super efficient because each machine was like set in the correct order of whatever you had to do. Like I feel like in America, I'm always jumping from room to room to do a single exam of looking at a hot air balloon or something. But this one, it was like hot air balloon and then puffs of air into my eyes and then look at a house on the road and then something else, follow red lights and then something else. And then at the end of the hall, they take us into the dark room that's at the end of the hall, perfectly aligned with the row of tables. So yeah, after that initial row of machines, I was taken into a separate room that was just like on the side, still in line with everything, and they checked my prescription. After that, I went into another room and they checked the thickness of my cornea and the shape of my eyeball. After that, they scanned my eyeball for any like scratches or cuts that might make me further ineligible. And the last thing that they did with all these things was they put some like the numbing drops and then they did the eyeball pressure thingy where they go like poop, poop. And then after that all finished, because I was doing a 당일 surgery, which means like on the same day surgery, I go in for the consultation and get the surgery right then and there. They actually came in with another employee to do all the exams one more time just to double check. Finally, I went back to the waiting room and just waited for like 5 minutes, not long at all, and some separate consultation lady who's in charge of like telling me the post-op procedure, all the medicines that I'm going to be getting, the cost itself, whatever. She took me into a room and she finalized the total amount of money that I would be spending, and she also was like, oh, but this person who's referred you, she's not actually in the system. How do you know this person? Who is this person? And that's where my cousin came in and was like, haha, so here's the thing, this is the relation and this is how we know each other. And so we ended up getting the discount. She said I'd be able to return to normal activities within a day. I would be able to, the overall recovery process would take about 2 to 3 months. She said that I couldn't drink alcohol for about a week, which, you know, all the doctors will say that. I didn't drink a lot or anything. I think I drank like a drink. And then she said as far as exercise goes, just a couple of days for overexertion, but if I'm just like sweating, just avoid getting sweat into my eyes. After the consultation, I went straight downstairs to the pharmacy, which this is also standard in Korea, that the pharmacy is attached to the building wherever the clinic is. And so I went and got all of my little eye drops that I would need, and I go back upstairs to the 10th floor. I'll wait for like 3 minutes and then they take me to the back. For this next part, I'll just have last year's Clara explain it because she did a great job of recounting all of the details, which I don't remember anymore. So take it away, last year, Clara. After the consultation, I went and met with a doctor, actual doctor, who would be doing the surgery. So I met with a surgeon, who was a doctor. It was so cute. He basically was sitting, he was kind of sitting like this, which is like a very relaxed pose, right? He essentially explained the whole surgery to me and then said, when I ask you questions, don't nod your head or shake your head, just say yes or no. Like, look into the green light, don't start looking for the green light. When I tell you the laser's gonna go away, don't chase after the laser. So this is what happens. You go into the room, you lay down, they're like, 머리 조심하세요. They're like, don't hit your head on it. And then you scoot all the way under the laser machine thing, and then she covered me with a blanket and was like, I'm gonna cover you with a blanket, it's very cold in here, here's a stuffed animal to hold on to for when you get nervous. And then they started prepping my eyes. I think they sanitized my eyes, but I didn't really understand. It might have been, I'm pretty sure it's just sanitized, like this whole area was sanitized. And then they went ahead and did some numbing drops, I think, and then they stuck this like, I imagine it looks like a toilet seat cover, but it was just like something here. And then they called in the doctor. The doctor comes in and he's like, okay, do you remember what I said? And then I nodded and he was like, don't nod. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I was like, nah. And he just kept asking questions and was like, don't nod. And I think he was just making me practice not nodding and getting used to that. He taped down my left eye and then taped up my right eyelid, top eyelid, and then stuck a clamp into my eye just to keep it open. And then they started spraying it with stuff, like drowning it with stuff, and then more numbing, and then drowning it and numbing it and drowning it. He just kept pointing at this white light that was above me and he's like, this is practice right now, okay? Just practice looking at that light, practice looking at that light. Okay, we're gonna bring the laser in now. And then the whole machine just like and goes over your head and you're laying down, so it's like and then the laser suddenly starts to form and he's like, don't chase after the laser. And I was like, okay, I'm not chasing after laser, I'm not chasing after laser. And then it like zeroes in and fix, and then suddenly it goes suction on, and then it goes and then something suction on or something, and then the laser, I can feel like a bit of pressure. It doesn't hurt, but it's just kind of like ugh. And then he goes, okay, laser 나갑니다, and he's like, don't chase after the laser. During the whole thing he was like, it's gonna happen for about 30 seconds and then it's gonna exit. So then once it's exiting, he's like, okay, just don't follow it, just keep looking out. After that, the laser left and he came in with like a spatula and started like, I don't know if you guys have seen those videos of how Smile works, but there's like a little lens thing that they're pulling out from underneath my retinal cornea. I don't even know what the fucking thing, you know, the thing on top of your eye. And then he like sticks the spatula in, so it's inside my eye, but because I can see it, it looks like it's like in front of me, and he just kind of goes like, and it's just like separating it from my eye. And then he takes tweezers and he's like, 잘하고 있어요, and he's like, you're doing a great job. And he's like, if I move your eyeball around, don't resist it, just let it move around. And I was like, and he takes tweezers and pulls out the, it was so gross, he pulls it out, and it almost felt like if you had something stuck in your tooth and you finally got it out or something. Finishing thing was just like drown it with something, and then it was like a little vacuum cleaner. to smooth things out, I think, and then drowning it again and vacuuming it a little bit and then smoothing out. And then after that they closed this eye, taped it closed, and then they untaped this one, and then they do the whole thing again. And then it was just done. And it was like 15 minutes, which is crazy. I could see somewhat. I could see that things would be clear if there was not this fuzzy film over my vision, which is crazy. And then I went outside and my cousin was just like, "Duna, did you just do the surgery?" And I was like, "Uh-huh, 다 끝났어." And he's like, because it's been like 10-15 minutes, right? I go and I do one last checkup with the doctor. Sent me along on my way. They like wiped off all this stuff. Oh, when they ripped off the toilet seat cover, that was painful. They were like, "This is gonna hurt," and I was like, I kind of wish they just went like this, but they went like this and ripped it off like that. I can see, sort of.
짜장면?
짜장면? 좋아. 꿈 꾸는 느낌? 눈 뜨고 싶진 않아.
그래도 오늘 햇빛도 없고
좋다.
이게 인공 눈물 있거든?
Oh, artificial tears.
야 이걸 쓸래 지금 아니면은 소염제, 항생제
소염제랑
페인킬러 항생제는 그 안티박테리아?
아 맞다. 소염제.
저 페인킬러 넣을 수 있지?
Yes.
한국에서 첫 식사잖아 사실.
와우. True.
내일 가가지고 한번 슬쩍 들어봐. 다음 주에 술 먹어도 돼.
안 되면 네 알겠습니다.
안 되면 어쩔 수 없고 거기서 된다고 하면은 오케이.
저는 많이 마시는 편은 아닌데 그렇게까지 말할 필요 없고.
한국에서 2주 동안 금주면은 술을 한 잔도 못 먹고 나가야 돼서요.
잘 먹겠습니다. I was like about to pass out because I couldn't really see anything, and so I just kept my eyes closed, and it honestly hurt a bit. I'm not gonna say I was miserable, but I was a little bit miserable. Walking around with my eyes shut, and I was holding onto my cousin's backpack. I had my sunglasses on, I had my umbrella very close to my face so that water doesn't get in my eyes. We finally get on the subway. I'm like about to pass out and lean on the guy next to me, and I feel so bad. And then finally at one stop we moved to the aisle seat because it opens up, and I'm just like leaning and I passed out. And then I realized that this is just my jet lag that's like hitting me so hard. So then I come home, I put on these damn goggles to go to bed. I need to take a nap, but now I have to do these protection eye things. And then I went to bed and I slept for 6 hours. And I slept so well, and once I woke up, I opened my eyes and I could just see so clearly. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted to cry because I have frequently not gotten out of bed in the morning because I just can't see. This was just so amazing that I can already see today. And so I woke up because my cousin was like, Duna, do you want to get dinner? And I was like, 밥 먹자. So then we went and got 국밥, or went on our way there, we biked. We did like the city bikes, 따릉이, and then we got 순대국밥, then biked back and got some ice cream at the 할인맛, 할인점, the ice cream discount store. And then now I'm here and wanted to make sure I shared this with you guys before I forgot any of the details. So yeah, so thank you to last year's Clara for explaining everything, because God knows I would not remember any of those details. Yeah, so after the procedure ended, the best part was that I could just go home and take a fat nap, and then I woke up and I could see everything. And so I could resume my normal activities. And so I went to Jeju-do like for 3-4 days later. I went to 광장시장 with my cousin and we just ate to our heart's content. The last thing I wanted to cover was the cost. So the procedure itself is normally at full price 3,330,000 Korean won, which is roughly 2,500 for both eyes. With my referral, I got it at 2,600,000 Korean won, But then when I went up to the cash app to pay, they were like, oh, we didn't realize that your referral was the wife of the doctor. Like, the total's gonna be $2,500,000, not $600,000. So I was like, oh! So I actually got the 2 eyes done for a total of $1,895, which is insane because in the US, I think the average cost is like $2,000 to $4,000 per eye. Just crazy. That's just crazy. So now it's been a year and I want to go over what's changed, what side effects I've got, and if I would recommend this. Some side effects, dry eyes is pretty common. I can't really tell if I have dry eyes because of the procedure or because I live in LA. It doesn't bother me, so it's okay. Another side effect that's pretty common or I don't know if it's common, but some people worry about is impact on night vision. For me personally, my night vision was great and is still great post-surgery. So I don't have any halations or those rings around eyes or anything like that, so, or the rings around the lights or anything like that, so that's good. As far as my vision, I would say that it's pretty much still the same, like good. I will say that if I stare at my phone or my computer or I've been like debugging one thing for far too many hours or I was like doomsday scrolling for too many hours, then my eyeballs get sore and then I can't really see very far away. But every time that happens, I just take a break from anything that requires my eyeballs and just take my dog on a bunch of long walks and stare as far away as possible and try to focus as hard as possible. And if I do that for a couple of days, then it goes back to normal. I probably shouldn't rely on my eyeballs to return to normal for too long, but for now that is what I do. I don't know if this is normal, but yeah, that's what I've been experiencing. And finally, would I recommend this? Yes. Like 10 out of 10, I would definitely recommend this. Recovery was great. I was talking to some friends who did LASIK and they said that the initial recovery period was painful for them, which just, I would never want to be in pain for my eyeballs because that shit hurts. So I was in pain for maybe like the hour or two after the procedure itself, and then I passed out from jet lag, and then when I woke up I was able to like ride a bike to a restaurant with my cousin and just eat some food. So the recovery was just unbeatable, I feel like. And then being able to like fly to Jeju right afterwards and not worry about that pressure on my eyeballs or something, I don't even know if that's actually an issue, and just not needing to worry about dislodging the flap, because the difference between SMILE and LASIK is that it's a significantly smaller incision, and so you don't run the risk of like, that sounds so nasty, like dislodging the flap. And SMILE, I believe you can actually do it again and again throughout your life as needed, like every 10 years or something. I'm very happy that I did this. So I hope that this video was very informative. Leave any comments or questions that you might have in the comments below, and I'll leave all of the links to the places I went to in the description box. I will see you in my next video, and it'll probably be about my home again.